My voice is clear?
Yes, clear.
It's okay. We are going to start our lecture.
Inshallah. I will tell my friend the next lecture on Friday at 8 o'clock, inshallah.
I think it's better. It's better because
Yes.
I have many issues on Thursday. Therefore, I'm obliged to change the lecture.
Yes. Not tomorrow, the next week, inshallah.
Yes, next
Yes.
week, surely next
Inshallah.
week. So we are going to start from next week, okay?
Inshallah.
Muda, tell me about yourself. Where are you living? And even tell me about your study. Do you know anything about the American literature? Are you interested in studying American literatures? Are you interested in studying stories in the American literature? Are you interested in reading the stories? You know that reading the stories in the American literature improve our English and even improve our analytical study.
Yes, I am Mudar Haj Abdullah. I am from Idlib. I live in countryside of Jisr Shuhur.
Yes, okay.
I left my studying on 2011 because the revolution. Yes. Because the war in Syria, I cannot complete my study. I was studying.
You can say due to the incidents, situations, conditions of our limited area, our areas, liberated areas, due to the bad circumstances. Yes, okay. Complete.
Okay. Now I complete my study in University Zaytuna.
Yeah.
Because about 10 years ago, I left I left my studying.
Yes.
English. Now I will complete my study.
Yes. Do you know anything about our course, American Literature? Tom Sawyer by Mark Twain. Do you know anything? Do
A little Shakespeare.
you know anything about our course, the American Literature? Tom Sawyer. Our story is about Tom Sawyer,
No.
a rebellion in American society. This story was written by Mark Twain, who is considered one of the most important writers, not only in America, but also in all over the Western societies.
Yes.
I think Miss Atwa. Good evening, Miss Atwa.
Good evening, sir. How are you?
We are going to change the time of the lecture from Thursday to be on Friday.
Yeah.
Is it suitable?
Yeah, it's suitable for me.
Yes.
Yeah,
okay.
it's suitable for me.
Please tell your friends about the new time of our lecture. We are going to start Yes.
Yes.
Okay. We are going to start the summary of this lecture. We are going to read summary and analysis, chapter 1 to chapter 3. Miss Atwa, read to us about these 3 chapters. The novel opens with Aunt Polly scouring the house in search of her nephew. Please read to us from the beginning. From here.
Yes, the novel opens with Polly.
Yes. Yes, okay, Miss Atwa.
Can you capitalize the line?
The novel opens with Aunt Polly scouring the house in search of her nephew, Tom Sawyer. She finds him in the closet, discovers that his hands are covered. Read to us, please.
She finds him in the closest discovers that his hands are covered with the jam, and the writing is too small. Yeah.
It's the
And prepare. Yes, it's and prepares to give him. To give him a whipping. Tom cries out theatrically, "Look behind you!" And when Aunt Polly turns, Tom escapes over the fence. After Tom is gone, Aunt Polly reflects ruefully on Tom's mischief and how she lets him get away with too much.
Yeah, Mr. Mudar, can you summarize the main ideas of this text?
Yes. I will try just a moment. The novel talk about search the nephew ابن الأحمى.
Yes.
Yes. She finds him.
Look, Mr. Mudar.
مكان قريب.
Nephew, the son of
Yes.
brother, the son of your brother.
Yes.
Yes, okay. Here we have a story about a child. The beginning of this story, it starts by talking about 2 generations. In this story, we have 2 generations. Aunt Polly represents old generation. That's right. My voice is clear?
Yes.
Yes. We have 2 generations in the beginning of this story. Aunt Polly is representing or represents the old generation. That's right. And we have the child who represents children. We have 2 generations from the beginning of this story. Then our story tells about the conflict between generations. هذه القصة تتحدث عن جيلين،
عن الصراعات،
عن جيلين في هذه الرواية. تبدأ هذه الرواية بجيل العمة بولي وجيل الطفل أو الولد أو المراهق توم، أليس كذلك؟ عندنا جيلين في هذه القصة.
yes.
طيب تابعنا القراءة.
Yes. Me?
Yes, Mr. Moderator. Okay.
Yes. Tom comes home. Tom comes home at sleep. Jim Cobb would tell him about adventures during supper, and he and attempted to confirm her suspicion that he skipped school that afternoon and went swimming. Instead, Tom explains his wet hair by saying that he pumped water on his head and shows her that his color is still sewn from the morning, which means that he couldn't have taken his shirt off to swim. Aunt Polly is satisfied, but said Tom points out that the shirt thread which Tom has sewn the shirt himself to discuss his delinquency. Yes, finish.
Yes, Tom comes home at supper time to help Aunt Polly's young slave. Look here, the word slave is an important word, is very important word here. Young slave, Jim. Look here, slave. You know that the American society suffered a lot from the slavery and even from racial discrimination, racial discrimination between white and black. Here in this story, Mark Twain, the writer, tries to present this issue, that the conflict between not only between generations, but also between whites and blacks, and the suffering of blacks in the American society is very important and very essential idea. Slavery is very essential, but related to our story. Okay, here we as well as this text presents us the adventures of our hero, the hero of this story. Who is the hero of this story, Mr. Mudar? Who is the hero? Who is the hero of our story?
Polly.
Our hero is Tom. Tom is the hero of our story. He is adventurous young. He's a young person who likes adventures, who tries to be against. He tries to be against the norms, the rules of his society. You can consider Aunt Polly. Aunt Polly represents traditional rules, a traditional way of life in the American society.
Yeah.
While Tom is considered adventurous, he tries to be against his society. The third important character in our story is Jim. Jim is a slave.
Yeah.
And even we have a very important character in this story, Tom's a friend, who is Huck. Huck is Tom's friend, as well as Huck is a slave. Okay?
Okay.
Read to us Miss Rif'a here from the beginning of here. Tom comes home at supper time and try to summarize the main ideas, please.
Tom comes home at surprise supper time.
Yes.
To help Aunt Polly's young slave Jim. Shubwood. Tom also wants to tell Jim about his adventures. During supper, Aunt Polly asks Tom leading questions in an attempt to confirm her suspicion that he skipped school that afternoon and went swimming instead. Tom explains his with her by saying that he pumped water on his head and color is still soon from the morning.
Here,
which
the
means
main
that
idea. Look here,
he
Miss
couldn't
Rif'a.
have-
We are reading here Aunt Polly's
Aunt Polly asked Tom,
suspicion.
leading
The main idea that Tom is living his story. He tries to be absent of his story, of his school. I'm sorry, of his school. He is absent of his school. He is not going to his school, and she is suspicious about that. Okay, it's very important idea here because Tom tries to be adventurous, and he's not a normal student, normal child. Continue, please. Who is Atwa? Can you summarize?
Continue.
Atwa, can you summarize the main ideas of the two previous texts?
It talks about that we're the same text.
Yes, the main ideas of the last two, the previous texts.
It talks about Tom's escaping
Yes.
from the school
Yes.
and going for adventures.
Yes.
And
that's right.
his Aunt Polly care about his school and asking him about why he is
Yes.
escaping from the school.
Yes.
And he is reasons.
Yes.
Of course, he lies. He lies in that.
Read to us from here.
Yeah. Tom goes out of the house furious with Sid, but he soon forgets his anger. As he practices a new kind of whistling while wandering the streets of St. Petersburg, his town. He encounters a newcomer, a boy his own age who appears overdressed and arrogant. Tom and the new arrival. Can you move the page, please? Yeah. Arrival exchange insults.
Yes, okay.
Yes, it's okay.
Can you summarize the main ideas of this text? Tom goes out of the house furious with Sid, but he soon forgets his anger as he practices a new kind of whistling while wandering the streets of St. Petersburg, his town. He encounters a newcomer, a boy his own age who appears overdressed and arrogant. Tom and the new arrival exchange insults for a while and then begin wrestling.
Yeah.
Tom overcomes his antagonist and eventually chases the newcomer at the way home. Can you summarize the main idea, or even can you give me, even in Arabic, can you tell me the main idea here? Who is said here?
Said his Tom's brother. It is the opposite of Tom. He is يعني هو يعني مهذب ومرتب على عكس توم.
Yes. Then the main character of this text is Sid, and the physical characteristics of this character.
Yeah, and
you can summarize the main idea, the character of Sid, and the physical characteristics of this character. Okay.
Yeah.
On chapter 2 here, the first chapter. On chapter 2, we have many ideas. Yes. Okay, Miss Atwa, as complete.
Yes, thank you.
On Saturday.
Yes, on Saturday morning, Aunt Polly sends Tom out to whitewash the fence. Jim passes by and Tom tries to get him to do some of the whitewashing in return for a white alley, a kind of marble. Jim almost agrees, but Aunt Polly appears and chases him off, leaving Tom alone with his labor.
Yes, here we have new characters in this story. Our hero of this story is Tom, and we are going to see his friends. Jim, you can here we have the character of Jim, and as well as.
And Tom is asking him for help in his paper.
Ben Rogers, a little while later, Ben Rogers, another boy, Tom's age, from the same age. We have two generations. The first generation is the kids or children. Ben Rogers, one of them, of this generation. Tom convinces Ben that whitewashing a fence is a great pleasure. And after some bargaining, Ben agrees to give Tom apple to exchange for the privilege of working on the fence. Over the course of the day, every boy. Here we have adventure of Tom in painting a fence. He is going to paint the fence with his friends. Ben Roger, one of his friends. That's right till now?
Yes.
Summary chapter 3. Mr. Mudar, read to us, please, in chapter 3, Busy at War and Love.
Yes. Summary chapter 3, Busy at War and Love. Yes. Aunt Polly is pleasantly surprised to find the work done, and she allows Tom to go out in the late afternoon on his way. He pelts side with clods of dirt in revenge for his treachery in the matter of the shirt collar. He then hastens to the town square, where a group of boys are fighting a mock battle. Tom and his friend Joe Harper act as generals. Tom's army wins the battle.
It's okay. Can you summarize the main idea of this checklist? What is the most important word here in this checklist?
Revenge.
Treasury.
Treasury,
here
yes.
is very important.
Revenge
and even revenge. Revenge.
Yes.
What does it mean in Arabic, this word?
Sir?
Yes. And treasury,
right.
What does it mean? Treasury.
Mu'anat?
No. Treasury means al-khiyana in the matter of the shirt color. It's very important issue here in this, or theme, even you can consider this word as a theme of the whole story. Treasury.
Yes.
Treasury, not related to persons, not related to human being himself, but also a treasury as an issue in all societies, not only the American society, but also all societies all over the world. Treasury. On his way home for dinner. Yes, Miss Rif'a.
Okay. On his way home for dinner, Tom passes the Thatcher house and catch sight of a beautiful girl. He falls head over heels in love with her, quickly forgetting his last love. And girl named Amy Lawrence. Tom spends the rest of the afternoon showing off on the street. The girl tosses him a flower, and after some more showing off, Tom reluctantly return home. At dinner, Sid breaks the sugar bowl and Tom is blamed. Tom's mood changes, and he wanders out after dinner, feeling mistreated and melodramatic, imagining how sorry Aunt Polly would be if he turned
Yes.
up dead.
What is the main idea of this TCAST, Miss Rif'a?
It talks about Tom Sawyer when he fall in love with a girl.
We can say, Miss, we can say these TCASTs talk about psychological, mental, and emotional characteristics of this teenager. هذا المقطع يتحدث لنا عن الصفات الشعورية والعقلية والعاطفية لهذا المراهق، أليس كذلك؟ هنا يعني الحديث عن الجانب النفسي لهذا المراهق، الجانب الحسي الشعوري العاطفي لهذا المراهق. I go back to say again, Tom represents not only himself. توم لا يمثل نفسه فقط، إنما يمثل كل شريحة الجيل في ذلك الوقت. Our story is very important. هذه القصة مهمة لما تحمله من رسائل إنسانية كثيرة، ولما تحمله من صراعات مجتمعية كثيرة ليست خاصة في المجتمع الأمريكي، بل أيضا في الكثير من المجتمعات الغربية وغيرها. وعلى رأس هذه الصراعات كان التمييز العنصري والطبقية والصراعات بين الأجيال. توم يمثل جيل الأطفال أو المراهقين أو الشباب الجدد، أنت بولي تمثل الجيل القديم. مع مرور الوقت أيضا هناك ستكون جريمة في هذه القصة، مقتل الطبيب روبنسون على يد الماكر الخداع جو. شخصية جو جدا مهمة، وهي تمثل الجانب الشرير في هذه القصة. هيك أنا حبيت أتحدث بالعربية حتى أوصل الفكرة أكثر وأكثر. هل هذا مفيد إن شاء الله؟ Do you have any summary about this story? Did you read this story, Tom Sawyer? Did you watch this story on YouTube?
A little, but I forgot the events of this story.
You can watch it on YouTube if you want.
And willing of Allah, I will watch it in advanced days.
Yes, here we talked about the first chapters from first chapter, second chapter, third chapter. We are going now to analyze the characters of this story. We are going to analyze the character. And themes, Adventures Tom of Sawyer, themes of this story is very important. Moral and social maturation. Read to us, please, to this theme, please, Mr. Mudar.
Yes. Moral and social maturation. Yes. When the novel opens, Tom is engaged in and often the organizer of childhood pranks and make-believe games. As the novel progresses, this initially consequence-free childish
Yes, okay.
game take on more and more gravity. Tom leads himself, Joe, Harper, Huck, and Thatcher into increasingly danger predicaments in which he must put his concern for others above his concern for himself, such as
Mudar,
when he
what does it
takes
mean? Mudar, what does it mean, moral and social maturation?
عن الأخلاق والحياة الاجتماعية.
يعني خلينا نسميها يعني النضج in his character.
النضج, yes.
Yes, in the character of our hero, نضج في شخصية توماس.
Yes.
Yeah.
Such as when he takes Becky's punishment and when he testifies at Injun Joe's trial, as Tom begins to take initiative to help others instead of himself. He shows he's increasing.
Look to the
Yes.
at this line. It's very important. He also finds himself in Brady commands in which he must put his concern for others above his concern for himself. يضع اهتمام الغير فوق اهتمام يعني نفسه أو الاهتمام بنفسه. تمام. It's very important line. Here we have the improvement of his character. تطور في شخصيته. From childhood, من الطفولة, to be a man here. He behaves as a man here.
Yes.
تطور الأخلاق في شخصيته.
Yes. Other instead himself, he shows his increasing maturity, competence, and moral integrity.
طبعا أصدقائي سننهي بنهاية البث في هذا الزوم فقط. أوكي؟
Yes. Complete.
كمل قراءة.
Tom's adventures to Jackson's Island and MC Dougall's cave take him away from society. This symbolic removals help to prepare him to return to the village with a new, more adult outlook on his relationship to the community.
Look here at this line. Is very important. These symbolic removals help to prepare him to return to the village with a new, more adult outlook on his relationship to the community. نظرة جديدة أكثر نضجا لمجتمعه. More adult outlook.